communities. Today we're going to have 11 startups going to pitch for us for a chance to go to the biggest entrepreneur competition in China, China Optics Valley 3551 Young Entrepreneur Competition. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? To tell us more about the China Optics Valley 3551 Young Entrepreneur Competition, please welcome Cocoon Network's VP, Sean Wang.
All right, good evening, everyone. And before the real pitch starts, I'll give some brief introduction about Cocoon Networks and also the entrepreneur scheme in Wuhan. So as Niall has told about Cocoon Networks, we are doing our incubators, accelerator, and IP management as well, and venture capital. The most notified incubator is going to launch in next summer, in June and July. It is a 6,500 square meters incubator to nurture the community space for incubators, for startups, sorry. And for the China's Optical Valley, it is China's biggest photoelectro information industry basis. It's located in the geographical center of China, Wuhan, and which is one of the most popular city in central China. And the valley concentrates 18 universities, 56 state-level research organizations, and more than 4,000 business and over 150,000 high technology experts in the area. And the ongoing Optics Valley Talent Program has already invested on £100 million for startups in China. And today's collaboration with the government-backed Wuhan, the 3551 entrepreneur competition offers great opportunity for all startups, not only the European division, but also in China. It is attracting more than 500 young entrepreneurs nationwide in China. We believe this is a very good opportunity to gain insight of Chinese market, to launch European startups business in China, especially with the help of Chinese government. All that above made this a great night for all of you guys, and also good luck for the startups. And I hand it over to Niall.
Thank you, Sean. Oh, Sean walked away with my notes. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Now I know what's going on again. It's perfect. All right, thank you, Sean, for giving my notes back. All right, so let's start out with introducing you to the judging panel. First of all, Edwina Johnson. Put your hand up. Yeah, there we go. Round of applause for Edwina. Thank you. Edwina is the COO of Startup Bootcamp FinTech London. Next up, John Tsai, founder and CEO of Cocoon Networks. There we go. Big round of applause. Third, Josh Liu, serial entrepreneur with 8 years of startup experience in both software and the hardware marketplaces. Thanks. Going on to Cohen with a last name that I cannot pronounce, senior business manager at London and Partners. Round of applause. All right, next, Marian Gazdick, director for Europe at Startup Grind, mentor at Virgin Startups. There we go, round of applause, thank you. And finally, Yang Liu, Distro Dojo operation associate at 500 Startups. Okay, so this mic needs to be higher. There we go. I'm going to hold it. That's much better. All right. So tonight, what we're all here for, we're going to have 11 startups. They're going to be divided between the first and second half, and each startup has 5 minutes to pitch. After each half, the judges will collate notes and score for each startup. The top 5 startups will win a chance to meet with Cocoon Networks for one of 3 final positions to go to China to attend the 3551 Young Entrepreneur Competition. So before we kick off, we're a small group here, and these startups, it's tough being a startup and pitching all the time. So we're gonna test the waters here. It's not, like I said, it's not much of us, so you're gonna have to make a lot of noise. So let's say a big round of applause for me for being here. Yay! All right, you guys are pretty good. That's pretty good. Thank you very much. All right, so first half. Let me pull up this list of startups. So first up is Wirata from FilmDo. Come on up and give us a pitch.
Testing. Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Verada. I'm the co-founder of FilmDo. FilmDo is a new online platform redefining the way people discover and engage with films and content from around the world. Darren Aronofsky, the director of Black Swan, says this problem best. He explains it. There are just so many great films out there, and yet they're hard to get. Netflix is limited. Every year, thousands of films get made around the world that never get international distribution. From independent film to major international studio films, many of them including from China, like this big Korean film, for example. This is due to a film industry that predates the internet. So Masquerade was a major South Korean film that grossed over 80 million in box office. Yet to this day, it receives no UK distribution. Globally, when we start to look, it's a massive international film industry out there. As you know better than I do, China is a big film industry and growing. 638 films are produced, but how many of these do you know? For example, 207 South Korean films were made in 2013, yet only 5 of this ever get UK distribution. As I mentioned, this is due to a distribution model that predates the internet and is ripe for disruption, multi-layered and a lack of transparency. Again, this shows the size of the international film industry, with Hollywood at only 5% of the total supply. The online film market is rapidly growing and exciting, expected to grow at almost 30% over the next 5 years, overtaking sales of DVD and Blu-ray by 2018. This is why we exist. At FilmDo, we are here to change this, and we are here to disrupt the film distribution industry. So we have 2 components. On the B2C side, our personalized technology and our editorial team makes it easier, faster, and more engaging for end users to discover films from around the world they otherwise wouldn't know about. On the B2B arm, we have the ability to sub-license this content to other territories and channels, and we are already in contract signing stage with Vemba, Ownzones, and we've been approached by Verizon and Yahoo. Over time, we are a data play. We will be the first truly global platform that makes companies understand which films is trending, where, when, how, and where it should be distributed. No such platform exists at the moment. And it's a powerful proposition. But most importantly, we are a game changer. We are democratizing the film industry. We're giving the powers back to the users to make them discover films and help bring those films to them where there's demand. Our unique feature, and we're the first to do this, is our crowd-lifting user phenomenon. Users discover films not yet available in their region. They can come together, they can say, I want to see this film. We get the traction, and we go to the film owners, the production companies, which we already have relationship with, and we help bring those films to where the audience is and onto FilmDo. We only launched in May in Cannes Film Festival this year, and this is the traction we've already got. 500 feature films on our platform, and we're about to expand internationally, which means these films will be available globally, including 500 more shorts onto our platform. And we're already getting strong metrics with user engagement, repeat behavior, and people who want to see the films on our platform. Great press coverage to date. For example, Forbes magazine picked us one of the top 5 companies to graduate from the Mass Challenge Accelerator program this year. And more importantly, we have the strong team to deliver this vision. My co-founder, William, has over 8 years as corporate M&A legal experience. Myself, background in digital strategy consultancy. We have Simon and Maxim, together over 20 years of experience in film distribution and filmmaking, and my CTO, Ralph, 20 years of experience in IT. It's a global opportunity. We have the proposition to help make Chinese film discovered to a real global audience and to bring them and to promote Chinese culture and way of life. On the other hand, we're bringing a huge supply of international content and international films to your audiences. So join us as part of the FilmDo journey, and together, let us embrace this global opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rarada. That sounds absolutely fantastic for branching out into the Chinese market. Moving right along, number 2. Let's invite up Azhar Hussain from Hanha.
Hello there, my name is Azhar Hussain from Hanha. So the challenge we're trying to address is an e-commerce challenge specifically around parcels. So where are your parcels when you buy something online? Well, 3/4 of people really want to know that, answer that question. Where's my stuff? Failed parcels is a massive problem. The numbers are huge. And as the market is growing, that number's only getting bigger and bigger. And what's really fascinating about this market, in every region in the world, there are certain anchor countries which really represent the bulk of the opportunity. So here in Europe, for example, France, Germany, and UK, those 3 markets basically control the entire European theatre when it comes to parcels and parcel movements. So what does our product look like? Well, it looks like this. We have a working version here. It comes on an e-paper display. It's not sold to the. It's not sold. It's a hardware as a service. Essentially, you subscribe to the model. This arrives to you with barcodes already on the display. You, the sender, you scan the barcode, you scan your invoice, you throw it in the parcel, and you're done. When it arrives at its destination, the receiver takes it out, they press a button, an address appears here, and they put it in the post. No stamp, no envelope, nothing. That is the entire experience of tracking your parcel anywhere across the world. Now, why is that important? Well, firstly, you have a direct relationship with your parcel. The reality of it is, 60 years ago, we put men on the moon and brought them back. But today, we cannot track a parcel from London to France. Really, they can't. So it's a complex problem. And we're now achieving it by attacking the parcel directly. We're offering global coverage, Hong Kong to Hackney to Houston to Hanoi. You will get your parcel tracked. There is no infrastructure for the customer. They don't have to buy anything. They don't have to own anything. They don't have to charge anything. They just get the data feed. And a key part of our business model is the recycling. So the product always comes back. And that benefits because it means customers only pay a marginal cost. Our business model is very much driven through distribution channels. So every time the device comes back, it's wrapped in a new wrapping, which is culturally, legally, and commercially optimized for that particular channel. So it really allows things like the national postal operators who are not currently in the tracking business to get into this business and really enhance their product offering with no infrastructure investment on their side. So the product looks like this. Essentially, the price points we're attacking, which are brand new price points for the world, starting next year, it's €5 to track a parcel anywhere in the world. But our 2018 plan is to get it down to €1, and we have a plan that takes us there. That's a combination of a commercial and a technical roadmap. But the reality of it is maps, we think, are in themselves a bit crazy. And the reason why maps exist, it's really a failure of the industry not to provide a better answer. So what we're looking to do in the medium to long term is to replace maps with a countdown clock. And what we need to deliver is when the clock hits 0, there's a knock on your door. That's when your parcel is. So what does a parcel look like? Well, the product's live right here. I have an extracted sample for you. A couple of innovations on our thing. As well as location, we can track if the parcel has been dropped. We can track if the box has been opened. We can track if it's been left in a hot place or in a place with high humidity. And that's really crucial for industries like insurance. So now we can lock in an incidence by time and location anywhere in its distribution channel. We also have a couple of other big innovations here. One is we're using a brand new Intel MCU, which is not available in the market yet, but we have it here first. And there's a roadmap from here to move us next year to an AI-based platform at the sensor level. We don't have time to go into that right now, but I promise you that's a really sexy proposition. The other thing that's really brand new here is there's no SIM card. We are one of the first companies in the world to have encrypted SIM card technology in the chip. And again, we'll be demonstrating this in Barcelona come February. So where are we now? Well, these are our partners, genuine partners. Arvato is our launch partner. We're going to pilot with them come January. If you don't know them, I promise you'll know their customers. They themselves ship 50 million parcels a year. They're one of the largest fulfillment houses in the world, and we are accessing their global network of warehousing, customers, and so on and so forth. Sony are manufacturing for us. We're on the same production line as the Raspberry Pi. So all the expertise that's gone into that is now being fed through to us. And as I mentioned earlier, we're in the early access program with Intel. So that's our vision, to be and I hope you'll join us and be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Azar. That was quite interesting, actually. I'm going to put one of those in every box I send away for sure. All right, moving right along. Number 3. Please welcome up Odera Ezioke. I hope I pronounced that. I totally butchered your name there. From Vuzy. There we go.
Hey, everyone. It's okay.
Sorry, I should have killed more time.
It's okay.
Tell that joke.
Yeah, I'll try.
Why the chicken cross the road?
I don't know. Thank you. Hey, everybody. I'm Odera Umezoke from Vuzy. And just a bit of background, what we do at Vuzy is we try and turn the physical world into data. What we're essentially means in a nutshell, it's a bit like Google Analytics for the real world. In a room like this, Vuzy sensor will be able to give you data that actually said to you how many men are in the room, how long you've been here for, what percentage of you actually went to the toilets instead of coming straight in here, and so on and so forth. And the reason we do this is because we work with retailers who are trying to modernize their businesses. So, a bit about the team, their background. Our team's actually been pulled together from a range of different backgrounds, including executives from Google, who've left their work building products at Google and actually come to head up our product innovation at Vuzy. We have a team who've actually joined us from NASA, who are leading our data innovation. I've got a background at Groupon, where I actually was before I founded Vuzy, and it was my work at Groupon which actually led me to understand that retailers were facing a lot of pain in understanding, really just understand what was going on inside their stores. Every day I'd hear, thanks for sending me these thousands of customers, thanks for helping me grow my business, but are they people I was selling to at full price yesterday? And so with that question, we just thought to ourselves, why don't we try and actually fix that using technology? That's one of the things that actually led us to starting the company today. Can I just stop this for a second? You've got the wrong presentation up. Yeah. Yeah. I've done a presentation here before. All right. Perfect. That's the one. Okay. Very different. Okay, cool. At this point, I would have said, Vuzy takes a scene that looks like this and turns it into one that looks like this. And you'd have gone, ah. Everybody? Ah. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question. Who in this room runs a website for their businesses? Just show of hands. Website. Okay. Who here does not track what happens on that website? Exactly, right? You wouldn't. It's crazy. How can you spend tons of money throwing traffic at your website and not know what's actually going on there? But believe it or not, where the majority of us spend our money in the world, in actual physical retail stores, nothing is being tracked. You walk into a store, pick up some clothes, you track that you bought something, but there's actually nothing that tells them that you walked in, that you're a man, that nobody went to the first floor, and so on and so forth. So what Vuzy is actually doing is taking a lot of the intelligence that we're used to online and creating the same kinds of things for those guys offline. So here's an example. How many more visits per month do you get from each visitors? We can track your loyalty. Or what about visiting the men's department first? And if you're paying full rent on your first floor, is anyone actually using it? Some other questions that we answer. I won't go through the details of reading that to you, but what we're finding right now is that the business is receiving incredible adoption amongst our customers. We're growing at an average rate of about 57% month on month compared to the previous. So that's been a phenomenal year for us at Vuzy. We've raised about £1.7 million to build the technology that we have today, and what we're looking to do is actually grow. Thank you. What we're actually looking to do is grow out into the Chinese market, where the majority of growth is occurring in our industry amongst shopping malls and retailers. It's fine, we'll skip that because we're short of time. Okay, here's a bit about the technology itself. If you can see that with the contrast, that's actually the older version of one of our sensors. What that particular sensor does is tell us how many people are actually standing outside of the store. See, inside of the store, we can use things like facial recognition cameras, or actually 3D stereoscopic cameras, which can count the number of people walking in and out of the door. But outside of the store, different sensors like this tell us things like the actual number of smartphones that are within a 75-meter radius of the store, which is quite powerful. Other things we use as well, pulling data from the point of sale, we pull in data from weather feeds, we combine it all to give you a broader view of what's going on for the business. We've been fortunate enough to pick up a number of awards. We've just picked up our 8th award about a month ago, and just the product innovation is really recognized for what it's doing in our space. And it's nice to be mentioned alongside things like Kyle and Nogue and Vanity Fair as well. Not as pretty, but we like what we're doing. And for the Chinese market, I've mentioned in particular that it's just a massive opportunity for us. The number of malls that are being created every single year is where a huge amount of the growth in the industry is concentrated. So that's it. Fusey, Google Analytics for the real world. Thank you.
Take your time. Thank you very much. These are some pretty good startups. Everyone think so? Yes? Yeah, so good. I'm super excited over here. All right, 4. One of these numbers is 4. 4? No, there's no 4 on there. Work shape. Oh, that's an interesting looking 4 on that page. All right, please welcome to the stage Hung Lee from Workshape.
Okay. Is this the clicker? Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Hung Lee. I'm the CEO of Workshape.io. We're a talent matching service for tech. Today, I'm going to talk about a problem I think all of us are very familiar with, and that recruitment is hard. It's a really hard problem. In fact, we think recruitment is one of the big problems frustrating business growth today, and I suspect a lot of people in the room right now are very familiar with the challenges involved in bringing top talent to your particular team. Prior to launching Workshape, I worked as the head of talent for a number of high-growth startups in London. And I became very familiar with the toolkit available for employers to recruit the hard-to-hire. LinkedIn, job boards, AngelList, GitHub, you know the ones. All very useful tools, but they all produce the same type of data, which we think is now not the full picture for what you require to hire the hard-to-hire. And the data that you get from these tools is all historical content. It is what this person has done in the past. It tells me nothing about what this person wants to do in the future. And of course, recruiting is necessarily about the future. It's about what this person wants to do next in your job, for your company. And I think this missing future is what's driving a lot of the bad recruitment practices which are actually alienating the people that we need to hire. I'm going to show you what is essentially a screen cap from the inbox of one of my front-end devs. You can see this is just 1 week's worth of content. It's a wall of noise. It's so overwhelming for the developers in the marketplace right now that they're literally ignoring all messaging from employers. They're no longer paying attention to anything. And so, of course, what do employers do in response to this lack of responsiveness? Up the messaging and create more noise and drive the developers even further away. So how are we solving the problem at Workshape? There's probably 3 things that central themes that guide our product. Number 1, we're going to create a developer-centered experience. The recruitment tech innovations of the last 20 years have really been optimized for employers and for recruiters. But we're now dealing with an audience that really is very hostile or at least ambivalent towards the entire prospect of recruiting. So we need to create an experience that resonates with them and creates trust. Secondly, we're going to capture the missing. Capture what this person wants to do. Wouldn't it be great if we could tell you what this person wanted before you reached out and called him or messaged him? Thirdly, we're going to present the information in a way that's compatible with the modern world. I think the average amount of time people spend looking at online profiles or CVs is something between 3 to 7 seconds. That's usually 3 to 7 seconds spent on a 300 to 400 word document. In fact, you're spending a very short period of time processing this, so we need to deliver important information to you in a similar time frame. So this is how we do it. When a developer comes into our platform, we ask them one question: how do you want to spend your time as a software developer? With a simple drag and drop interface on the left, they allocate their time across software engineering activities, which resolves itself into a time signature on the right. The time signature is literally a visual image of what this person wants to do. On the other side, the employer does exactly the same thing, creates a time signature for the job that needs doing. And then we simply match the two on top with an overlay and provide notifications on both sides of that relationship, the same image at the same time. At this point, we unlock identity so that both sides can understand how good the fit is. You can go ahead and message your developer and hire them. So where are we now? We came out of beta about 5 months ago. We've got 15,000 developers signed up, about 700 odd companies. Companies have hired off our platform from places as far afield as Finland, Brazil, Netherlands, and Germany. And because we're a non-textual-based matching service, we think we're ideally suited for the Asian market. I'm going to leave you a final thought. I think sometimes really tough problems require radically simple solutions. And for us, we're focusing less on the future, less on the past, sorry, and more on the future. It's flipping it from the buyer to the seller. And we're communicating important information in a snackable way. I'm Hung Lee, we're Workshape. Thank you very much.
We got a second mic too. Nice. I'm very excited. That was very exciting. I do a lot of hiring, and it is a pain. It's exactly like that. It's true. All right, so next up, we're going to take Ben David from Scrummy Club. Round of applause, people. Yes! There we go. I think you fell asleep for a second there.
Okay. Which one, sorry? That one goes down. Yeah, okay, great. Hi, everybody. My name's Ben. I'm a co-founder of Scrummy Club. Scrummy Club is a loyalty app for independent retailers, and we have very big fintech ambitions. There's 4 of us in Scrummy Club. We're a mix of sales, marketing, and product development experts, and we recognised that there was a growing divide on the high street between big brands and independent retailers. In particular, what big brands are doing with mobile technology. Big brands are doing this very well. In the States, for example, Starbucks are now processing over 20% of their entire revenues through their mobile app. Domino's last year in the UK processed over £165 million through their app, and there's a number of other big brands that are following their lead. It's not just food and drink. The likes of Tony & Guy, Interflora, and Superdrug are also producing apps that are very similar to the ones that I mentioned. So big business are doing this very well. Independent retail, however, isn't. The reason for that is because they lack the resources to do this well. They haven't got the time, they haven't got the money, and they haven't got the resources, as I mentioned. However, independent retail worldwide is absolutely massive. To give you a snapshot, independent retail has generated £62 billion in the UK last year alone. So, we at Scrummy decided that we wanted to do something about this. Our solution enables independent retailers to do what big business are doing. Use mobile tech to reward and engage with their existing customers, to attract new customers, and to also streamline their business using order ahead and proximity payments. Let me give you an example. Around the corner from our office is a really cool juice bar called Yogi Yo. I go there all the time because it's got a fantastic loyalty scheme where buy 5 juices, get 1 free. Problem is, when I get there, there's a queue coming out the door, which takes at least 10 minutes to get served. When I do get served, I invariably find out that I haven't got any cash on me, and I forgot my loyalty card again. So I'm going to have to use my card to meet their £5 limit, and I don't get that stamp that I wanted to. With Scrummy, I'll be able to pay, order, and get a loyalty point from my phone from the comfort of my desk. I then get an alert telling me that my order's ready, so I can walk to the juice bar, stroll past the queue, pick up my juice, and go. No queues, no cash, no cards, no hassle. So that's our vision.
how's it going to make money? 3 ways. We'll charge a percentage of commission on every transaction. We'll charge a monthly fee for premium loyalty services, and we'll charge a monthly fee for additional marketing tools. How do we get our app to become a success? We've done a lot of research on this, and we've found a lot of research from these guys that says the same thing the whole way through. Loyalty and offers are the key to growing habitual use. We need habitual use because we need lots of merchants and we need lots of end users. So we're starting with loyalty, and that's where we're at today. We have a very, very simple loyalty app that's in use with over 80 merchants in the UK, over 1,500 customers, and in some cases we've had over 90% repeat usage from customers that are using the app. Our MVP has been in the UK, but it's very much a global proposition. We have had interest from Singapore, from the States, and from Europe, and we're about to launch in our first international market next year. Next year in January. We also see China as a huge opportunity in this. Why? Because China has very high smartphone penetration, up to 90% in some urban areas. Also, China has adopted mobile payments faster than pretty much anyone else. 9 trillion yuan will go through mobile payments this year in China. However, according to Deloitte research, Chinese companies are not delivering on customer experience and customer loyalty, and that's where Scrummy comes in. So, to recap, we've got a great team, we've got a great product, and we've got a great plan for rapid growth and expansion. We just need money to get there. We've got 40,000 that's been invested by the founders so far. We have an additional 40,000 that has been invested with friends and family, and we need a total of 250k to go on to the next level. This will give us the products, the growth that we need, and make us number one in the market by the end of the year. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All right. Coming on to the last, let's see what kind of time, what's the time looking like right now? Oh, we're going to have to skedaddle here. All right, let's make it move along real quick here. Number 6, we have Daniel Allen from Dress God. Round of applause, yes, come on, people. Who's Daniel? Who's speaking? You want to speak to this? Clicker?
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel and this is my colleague Amber and we are Dress God. Dress God is a social shopping community focused around the possibility of customizing certain aspects of the dress. Whether it be a hemline, adding or subtracting a sleeve, or simply expressing yourself through color and fabric combinations, we've got you covered. It is reinventing haute couture. Haute couture is the highest form of luxury made-to-measure clothing for women, and couture clients return time and time again because they feel that they look perfect and they're wearing perfectly fitting garments, which allows them to go about focusing on the more important things in their lives. We feel that this is an area that's ripe to be reinvented with the new shopping technology that's available today. Who is it for? Wealthy millennials. This is a group that has emerged smarter and they're more influential across the whole market than any group we've seen before. Every single millennial that we've spoken to tells us that she often can't find the exact dress that she's imagining in her head to purchase. And we're here to tell her that she doesn't have to settle anymore.
Cutting through the noise of the market and really going all out to be noticed and remembered. So many of the tech-powered e-commerce sites are boring, old-fashioned, and often have uninspiring products. We're the opposite. We're born from fashion, we lead with fashion, and every single one of the consumer touch points screams fashion. Our community is built on the concept of celebrating diversity, so we will be using our clients as the editorial subjects. Dress God is for her, by her, starring her. And the design and collection is built in London, while the various components of the garments are made offshore. And by components, I mean the ruffle, the panels, the different aspects of the gown. And these are shipped to our workshops, which are located directly in the cities of our customer. At this stage, we combine the bespoke elements with the base design and bring the customer's unique vision to life. The dress is then fitted by a Dress God partnering tailor, and there will be a feature in the community for people to rate and comment on and check availability of their favorite tailor. And the finishing is then done in a localized workshop and delivered to her a week later, wrapped in a package that's ready to be ripped open. We aim to stand out and be very loud and disruptive with our communications. It's bold and opinionated and really celebrating the diversity of our customers, who are the foundation of the Dress God community. Our communication strategy provides the bold young millennial with a choice of many platforms with which and through which to engage with the community and find her own voice, but all within the safety net of a luxury aspirational brand.
Our team, what can I say, we're MVPs in our respective fields of luxury and retail. We share three things in common. One is an absolute passion for the product. Next is an equal passion for delivering what the consumer wants. And third is the belief that a great disruptive venture can be not only a boost to the economy, but for the community in which it operates, it can be a driver of growth. Why China? Well, China has the largest population of millennial consumers. And on a more fundamental note, the whole Dress God business model was developed after seeing the pain that the Chinese manufacturing economy felt in moving from one of export to one of servicing its national population. Where are we at now? We are a few weeks away from closing our seed round of £300,000. We've got a break even at end of Q8, and through our two revenue streams, one being the online sales and the second being our partnerships with the leading department stores in the world, we've got a very healthy growth curve. There you go. We're going to jump straight to give you a very quick demo of the app online.
Time's up. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're falling behind here. So if you guys, how about you guys catch up with these guys afterwards if you want to see a demo. Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, let's jump right to the judges for some feedback. Like I said, we got to move it along because all of these startups had so many great things to say, and we got carried away with time. Judges, let's start with Edwina. Yeah, sorry, I put you on the spot here. Edwina, can you give us some feedback generally? How do you think they're going to do in the Chinese market? What do you think?
Yeah, I thought all the pitches were great. You guys did really well. Really strong slides and business ideas there. I think definitely there's a good opportunity just to pull out a few figures, and some of you guys did that, and others could have spent a bit more time investigating the Chinese market. But yeah, so far so good.
Thank you, Edwina. John?
I put 3.8 for how many teams? So on the China market side, I think most of them, they pretty much have the chance to go to China market. And that is why we actually pick them come here.
Right. So, yeah, yeah, obviously that's why they're here, right? All right, Josh, give us a little feedback here.
Yeah, I wish I had an opportunity to ask them questions because I have some questions about their business model. But so far so good, and I think I agree that actually some teams put the metrics there really clearly and that give us a really good sense where they are. So, but some teams haven't, and which is a shame. Yeah, otherwise we will get a better idea.
Hopefully, if we have a bit more time, we can be a bit more specific and give some. Well, we have the cue card, we have the scorecards, which has some specific feedback for them. All right, Cohen.
I thought all the pitches were really excellent. Some great ideas. I was hoping also to hear a little bit more about kind of the competitors and where the market is actually at the moment. So maybe that's something that I don't know if they'll be in the next pitches, and if they're not, don't get nervous.
Me too, just like John. I also missed some questions about revenue model and scalability of the businesses, because if they want to conquer the Chinese market, they need to be able to scale and have the business model ready for that. So that's my additional comment.
Thanks, Mary. Okay.
I think they conclude most of my point. I feel a little bit, it's great presentation. I mean, each team did a really good job. Congratulations. And the second thing is I would give some suggestion to the coming teams, which is like make your business model clear with how do you make money and what your competitor you are, and also in terms of traction, it would be really helpful for us to know like what stage you are at and what your product real is. That would be very helpful for us to judge you. That would be great.
Thank you very much. There's really good feedback from the judges. All the teams coming up. Definitely, it's too late to adjust your pitch now. So either you're thinking you're screwed or you're thinking, yeah, I'm so good. All right, so let's. How about we get Sean? Sean, can you collect the cards for the first half? That was the break. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, no break. We got to keep going. You're all ready for it, though, right? So much energy. Come on, people. Energy. Yeah. Okay. I know it's Friday. Sorry, me too. There'll be a little party after, so you have some exciting stuff to look forward to. All right, we're good. All right, moving right along. Let's go right into, let's get Christopher Johnston from Liberty Vaults Limited up here. Thank you. Round of applause, people. Yes.
How you doing? My name is Christopher Johnston. I'm the CEO and founder of Liberty Vaults. This is not us.
That's not Hey, Liberty
Vaults. This one? Yeah. Okay. We are based between London, Wrocław in southwest Poland, and Aix-en-Provence in France. I know which one I'd rather be in at the moment. Basically, Liberty Vaults, which I'd like to introduce you to. In the real world, people have many different parts of their life. They have their home life, their work life, their travel life, and they need different services whilst they're within them. That for us, became basically the starting point about 4 years ago as we started building an intellectual property portfolio, because what we have built today wasn't available to build 4 or 5 years ago. So we've built a significant patent portfolio, of which the first patent was granted in 2015, and we're in the national phases in China at the moment. We know our patent portfolio is good because Apple applied for some of the same patents as us 9 months after. As well as having the different areas of vaults, we've got home and work, but for a consumer, you can have any. And what we decided to build was we wanted to build a trust engine. We wanted to build something which was secure, something which was simple, something which was private, and something which was universal for them to use within their digital lives. So security, in order to gain access to the Liberty Vaults product, which is an app which sits in a smartphone, a tablet, or a desktop, you do a strong two-factor authentication, which we either use the operator SIM or a virtual SIM. So there does seem to be 2 people who are the first people to use virtual SIMs in the room. We bring this two-factor authentication together. And once we've done this very strong two-factor authentication of SIM and PIN, what we can do is we can automate everything within the vaults. So whenever you go to any service, you can have one-touch entry because we do password management. You can do one-touch joining of new sites. You can do one-touch filling of your billing, shipping addresses, and you can do one-touch payments. What this means is that in reality, a user can check out in seconds rather than minutes. During Black Friday to Cyber Monday, 80% of virtual shopping trolleys were abandoned, and the greatest reason that people gave for it was that they wanted too much information, it was too hard to put in, and it took too long. The third area is privacy. We garbage collect every cookie from the browser, which is a proprietary browser, which is in the product. So if you're Google, you're Facebook, or whoever, you can't interrogate the information which the user has been using, and therefore we're about big trust, not big data. And the third, as we said, we create Liberty Vaults. We have it in the phone, we do it in the tablet, we have it in the desktop. We're then able to go into all these other devices. Because we have virtual SIMs, we can sync them together, so any change that you make within one device will be in them all. And because it's our own technology, we can go, you can have an iPhone, you can have an Android tablet, and you can have a Windows phone. You come in, as we've said, we have created ecosystems of services. We have 500 services in the UK in our ecosystem, which are basically all the high street names that you can think of. They can be dating, it can be gambling, it can be etc. And the user can add whatever service they want into Liberty Vaults. All of the data which we're filling is all held in the device itself, so we don't have it on a central server, so it can't be hacked. And the relationships which we have means that we build all of our money from the actual services themselves. So it's free to the user, and we make 1.5% of the value of a flight from perhaps British Airways or Air France. And if you are stupid enough to bet, then you will lose. If you lose, we make 50% of your lost bets. We've built ecosystems in the UK, in France and Italy. We have just signed a deal to have this distributed by Telecom Italia to their 25 million subscribers in Italy, to their 75 million subscribers in Brazil. We're about to sign up with Orange in France, with TeliaSonera in Scandinavia. We have just done a deal with Digicel in the Caribbean, and we want to move to China. We believe that we are the European equivalent of Alibaba. We want to be the Chinese equivalent of an even more ambitious Alibaba. We do have a relationship with AliExpress in Europe. These are the reasons that we'll succeed. It works now. It doesn't need the services to do anything. Our underlying heuristics engine and our artificial intelligence means that we can work with all of the sites from day one. We're ready to go. We've built it, Android, iOS, Windows. We have our C++ and Java programs going. It works across the sites. And this is Liberty Vaults. Please welcome us to China.
Thanks so much. All right. Let's close that. Let's move right along. All right. Can we get Edwin Chung from AI Link up here? Edwin, a round of applause, people.
Okay, cool, brilliant. Hello, my name is Edwin Chung, founder of AI Link. We are data scientists. We specialize in using data to help companies turning over more than £5 million achieve synapse success. I'm a qualified biochemist with a master's in computer science. I did data management at Experian and consulting at Accenture. Our team has helped more than 100 companies. Here are some examples. Everyone wants to jump on big data wagon these days. It's perceived as the new gold rush. However, most of them waste lots of time and money analyzing poor, incomplete data that they have rather than the ones they need. This cripples their ability to plan, measure, and innovate, leading to loss of profits. For instance, Mike is the sales director of a global recruitment firm. Despite having a growing sales funnel, the performance of his team was falling. His team was chasing after mirage created by the biased data. Our solution is a subscription-based service that uses a portfolio pricing strategy to maximize profits, benefits for customers and maximize profits for us. It centralizes their data capture and data sharing. It enriches their data sources with their data with external data sources. It uses machine learning to
qualify leads, clarify the best way to contact leads, and identify upsell and cross-sell opportunities. Because of that, the lead conversion rate on my company doubled. Because of that, their average sales cycle reduced by 2 weeks. Because of that, their revenue grew by 19%, from 15 million to nearly 80 million pounds. More than 80% of corporates are already investing billions in data analytics. We aspire to level the playing field for medium and large enterprises, taking advantage of the agility to add on data-derived insights with speed and efficiency. I believe they can outmaneuver corporate giants. With a smartphone in the pockets of 7% of Britons, half the country on Facebook, and mobile internet covering 3/4 of the UK, everyone is turning into a digital slug, leaving a trail in whatever we do. This is a global phenomenon. More than 5 million gigabytes of data were generated for duration of dispatch. Data analytics is huge. It's a game changer. It's the future. Only an intelligent machine is capable of processing such volumes of data with speed and accuracy required to generate actionable insights. Many of our companies want to expand the Chinese market. To extend our offering to support them, we would like to partner with Chinese data providers and Chinese social network companies. We also would like to help Chinese companies do a set of operations here in the Western Hemisphere. Therefore, we would be extremely grateful if any of the judges or members of the audience would make an introduction for us. We are known for turning on the lights for businesses working with data in the dark. Come speak to me if you'd like to view the world of data through the lenses of AI Link. Don't be the person with sight but no clear vision. Thank you.
All right, is anyone else really hot in here? Wow. The oxygen's running thin, I think. All right, let's move right along. We're almost there. Number 9, let's bring up Michael Birdsall from 2 Sigmas.
Hi, I'm Michael from 2 Sigmas. Our company provides online education from Western providers to Chinese students with our own proprietary platform. So right now, China is growing very, very quickly, and it's investing overseas. As it does this, Chinese companies have to expand overseas, and they need more people who can speak English and speak English well. This is exemplified by the founder of Xiaomi going to India to pitch his Mi Fitbit equivalent. And after he did this, he was mocked on the equivalent of Chinese Twitter, Weibo, because his English accent was so bad. What's happening right now is the pace of outbound investment in China is exceeding inflows, so we can expect more and more companies doing this. Meanwhile, education providers in China are complaining there just simply aren't enough qualified Western educators in the country. In this country, we have an excess supply of teachers. Teachers here aren't getting full hours. Roughly 54% of the teaching population in this country is working less than 20 hours a week. So we have excess capacity for teaching in this country. Our solution is to deliver online video classes between some great British institutions and some great Chinese institutions so that we can solve the problem that both countries have. So we went out to see if we could get partnerships, and we did. We got lots and lots of partnerships with some brilliant companies. To point out a few of them, we're working with Vanke, the largest residential property developer in China, has 35,000 employees. We're working with the Shenzhen Foundation for International Exchange and Cooperation. They're having us work with 150 different companies in Shenzhen this year. We're working with the Tianren Press Group. They have 5 million students that we're helping get prepped for Western tests. And we've done this all by building a proprietary platform. It's video behind this, so I can't show it to you. But the cool thing is it works without a VPN in China, and it has very high speeds. So it doesn't require somebody in China to have a very good connection. In other words, if they just have a 1 megabit per second connection, it still works. On top of this, we run a speech-to-text algorithm in the background, so we can tell whether or not teachers are using empathetic words. Based on whether or not there's a lot of empathy, we know whether or not they're good teachers. This is our team. So I'm a Cambridge MBA. The two developers are Trinity College Cambridge mathematicians, and Alice, who does our recruitment, has degrees from both Cambridge and Yale and has been working in education for the last 5 years. Our team on the ground in China has been doing sales in China for the last 20 years, but right now we're working with 5 different partners in China. Our board members are managing directors of FTSE 100 companies, directors of executive education at Judge Business School, and professors at Cambridge. The competition in China, there's lots and lots of competition, but in the high quality sector, there's really not that much because there's this lack of supply. With that said, there's room for many, many winners in China. The market is so big. What you can see here is we've broken out the average spending on education by quartile. So many people will say in China you can't support very high prices. That's no longer true. The upper quartile of the Chinese population is roughly the size of the United States and is spending more on education than United States consumers. So it's as viable a market as the United States. Here's a quick business model for English classes. We're charging 300 RMB. And we have 4 students in a class at a time. So this basically leaves us with a 74% profit margin. We're offering our education platform to other companies that are, for example, doing culture classes. They're charging £20,000 for a 1 month class in the 1 month culture class in the UK, and we're taking 20% of the 25% of the revenue from that. Funding, we're looking for £2 million because we need to develop customer service within China for our students. That's it.
Great pitch. Yeah, we saw some competitor markings in there. I'm sure the judges will be happy about that. All right, number 10, let's get Alistair Chesney from Movivo. Round of applause.
I'm the founder of Movivo. Movivo is trying to bring me a free mobile top-up time to emerging markets. So the company is integrated with 400 telecoms carriers, and the service enables people to do mobile offers and surveys on our Android app, and then when they earn credits, they can swap the credits into mobile top-up time. So one of our competitors was backed by Sequoia in India and was sold for $450 million earlier this year. It's a 3-year-old business. And we're taking their model and basically looking to do it on a global basis, including China. So we actually have partnerships with China Telecom, Unicom, and China Mobile. And we should be the first company to operate this model in China. So in terms of the pain point, in emerging markets, people spend more than 10% of their income on phone top-up time. So around $600 billion are spent a year. And it's not just about topping up your own phone. So we also allow you to do the offers and surveys in the UK, earn the credits, and then you can send the top-up time to your family member who might be in Brazil, Indonesia, or China. So it's a very cost-effective way to send low amounts of value across borders. So as a user, if you send $10 of top-up time, the user receives $10, and we get a margin because we buy the top-up time at wholesale rates. And it's very effective as well because in a lot of emerging markets, people don't have bank accounts, so it's very hard to transfer value, and with our model, a user just needs a SIM card to receive the value. From an advertiser's perspective, the pain point we're solving is it's very tough to get emerging market consumers to download mobile apps because of the data cost of downloading apps, so they're very conservative about which products they try. So our model, we basically give more people more top-up time and data than it costs for them to try new apps, so that as a result of that, they're willing to try new products and services. So the team, so both myself and the CTO have previously worked on businesses which with a similar commercial model. So I bootstrapped a business which was an SMS business which grew to 4 million users, and it allowed you to send free text messages if you filled in ad offers. And that was actually funded from gambling profits on Betfair's politics market. So that was an unusual way I funded that. So the markets were going after a really large, $650 billion of top at time, $600 billion of remittance. And 70% of the Chinese market use pay-as-you-go phones, and on a global basis, it's about 85% of the world use pay-as-you-go phones. So we're plugged into a lot of mobile advertising networks, survey companies, crowdsourced task companies, and coupons companies. And this is just an example of Uber, who are paying about $1.20 to acquire users on mobile and China. So we can plug Uber and other app providers into our network to drive traffic to them, to allow people to get credits. So we have a number of interesting B2B partnerships. So we're being pre-installed on all the handsets of an emerging markets handset provider. We're plugging ourselves into a mobile messaging network who reach 16 million daily users. We've also got a number of interesting sports marketing partnerships. So we've got partnerships with 3 of the top 4 Premier League football clubs, which are particularly relevant for China. And we also have interesting 3 deals with top Indian cricketers for the Indian market. So the business is profitable. So it's done about 50,000 in profit from June to December this year, live in South Africa and rolling ourselves out into Southeast Asia in Q1. And in terms of the competition, so we compete with FreeCharge, who 3-year-old business bought for $450 million. It's the biggest tech exit in India. They were backed by Sequoia. Some of our other competitors in India have hit $50 million run rates after 2 years. So it's a sort of hypergrowth market. And then on the kind of remittance angle, we compete with a company called Ding, who allows you to send free top-up time abroad. So they sent $250 million of top-up time abroad last year, and they're doing about $400 million of top-up time this year. So we've got, while we've got big competitors, we've got first mover advantage in 100 territories because of all the telco integrations. So it's kind of an execution play, and we're just hopefully we've got a big lead on our competitors. Thank you.
Another outstanding pitch. All right, finally, what you're all hoping for. Last but not least, Samuel Resan and Suki from Din Din's. Round of applause.
How are we doing this? Yeah, smash it. Cool.
Hello everyone. I'm very excited today to introduce Din Din's to you. First of all, I would like to start with a personal experience of mine. The other day, I went to a very fancy restaurant in Canary Wharf. When I sat in, read the menu, I realized there are so many words and terms that I don't fully understand. As usual, I took a guess, I made a safe choice, and the food turned out just fine. But I wouldn't forget that there was a moment when I tried to order with menu, my brain went like this. And actually, I am not alone in such case. According to various Chinese tourist reports and the surveys we conducted ourselves, the language barrier has always been the #1 concern for Chinese outbound tourists. Because of the language barrier and the lack of local knowledge, the Chinese outbound tourists often face 2 problems, which I would call 2 Ws, where to dine and what to order. The local restaurants face the same language barrier problem as well. And because of the non-familiarity of the Chinese tourist market, they actually lack the direct sales and marketing channels and fail to provide a satisfactory customer service. We now know there are several tools the Chinese tourists are using to facilitate their overseas dinings. So they would use TripAdvisor, OpenTable, or even to facilitate their overseas dinings. But none of them provide a one-stop solution in these experiences. So that's why Din Din's comes to rescue. Din Din's clicks all the boxes. Din Din's is a mobile-first application application that enables the users to explore restaurants, to book a table. It also offers detailed translated menus. So as you can see here, the menus posted with me in the previous slides is fully translated here. And also Dindin's help the users to place their orders. And also it translated the menus back to English again, so the waiters in the restaurants can understand what the customer has ordered. So we want to use different channels to in our user acquisition. So right now we place great emphasis in our online marketing. So we create quality content in our social media platforms and our blogs. And also we have been actively engaged with partners such as Visit Britain, CBBC, the visa offices in China, so that we can seek further opportunities to increase our publicity. And also we talk to local communities such as student unions and the local Chinese societies, so that we can apply the power of the word of mouth. And also we would devote great effort in offline ads, such as the leaflet distribution in tourist hotspots and hotels, train stations, etc. So up to date, there are 35 London restaurants that have taken interest in us, and these restaurants have been recommended to us by the London locals actually, and we are confident to include them in our beta testing in January next year.
Over to me. So the London market size is quite significant already. There's 740,000 potential users already this year, and Oxford Economics expect that to increase by 174% over the next 8 years. So this means our user forecast is going to grow quite significantly over the first 3 years of business. There's actually a huge area here we can further penetrate, so there's lots of opportunity for us to further engage users. What this means for revenue? Well, we charge restaurants £2 a booking, and if we do hit the average monthly users that we expect, then we could generate around 4 million in revenue by the end of 2018. There's also huge potential in mobile payments. 95% of restaurants do not accept Union Pay. And we're looking to build an in-app solution for our users to make that payment method. So based on the expected bookings in 2017 and 2018, there's another nearly 5 million in potential revenue we could generate. And Dindins can go global. These are just some of the English-speaking countries out there. The US is a particular big market for us. And in terms of actually going into China, there's lots of potential there as diners can explore book in their own language. Okay. There we go. We're just nearly there. We're just nearly there. Thank you very much. That's right.
So we're going to move right along here. I think everyone is getting a bit antsy here. So why don't we go to the judges, get a little feedback. So you guys good? We good? All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right. So let's grab another mic here. Try to get my notes in order. Judges, how are we doing? Let's go back. I tell you what, you're gonna go last this time. Yay! What'd you think?
Ooh, it moved really fast, and again, like, congratulations for the people who just finished their presentation. It was really amazing, and I personally want to say that these 5 group of teams are at different stage, so it's really hard to say a fair word to give a comment on them. But I would love to catch up with some of the team after the presentation and either give you some suggestion, or I would hear more about your business and ask the questions that I didn't get the chance to ask.
Yes, I agree. I think the businesses today are at different stages, and some of them are quite impressive. So I want to also speak to some of them, and I think the quality of the opportunity is here. There are some additional questions I'd like to have and ask afterwards. So overall, I'm pretty impressed.
Perfect. Cohen?
Thank you. I just thought that 5 minutes goes really fast. So
it comes up quick, yeah.
So if that was half an hour, I don't know where the half an hour went. I was quite impressed actually by the number of companies that really see the China opportunity and really are looking at that. So So I think it's been a good job in selecting the companies.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the pitches, and I think some companies are really clear about where they are. And it's not only about whether they can go to China or not. A lot of them actually designed their business for China, and which is quite exciting.
Yeah, that's very good. John?
To be honest, I don't have too much to say. I saw this, long time ago. So,
okay. He's seasoned. He's already been through it.
It's
All
pretty
right.
good, yeah.
Finally, all right. Well,
And
why don't you just move
save
right
some time
on to
for-
Edwina then?
Okay, very quickly, great pictures. If you haven't had a designer look at your slide decks, please do. And if you're pitching, just take all the text off. There's a lot of excess text on there. But otherwise, it was great. And obviously, different stages, as these guys have said, in terms of the Chinese opportunity.
Thank you, judges. You guys all feel satisfied with what you saw? There's really a lot of Let's get a round of applause for all the startups. Really. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was super impressed. Sean's collecting this. All right, so why don't we tell you what, we have a bit of time for some questions while they collate some scores. Well, I let the judges obviously have questions. Why don't we get a few questions from the judges while these guys take maybe 5 minutes? Anything that's like really top of your priority list that you want to ask one of the startups? Come on, you judges, you were so excited. Oh, so many questions. Too many questions? All right, we'll go to the audience then. I know they're all eager. Let's get some questions from the audience for the startups. Anyone want to make some comments, questions? Or is it just way too late on a Friday to make this kind of... Yeah, this guy way in the back corner. Oh, you're brutal. Oh, man.
I was quite interested in the Vuzy thing. I didn't get a sense of like how it actually works and how it's set up. Does anyone tell us about how that's set up?
Vuzy? Just give us a little idea of how you work.
Great. Hi, yeah, sorry, 5 minutes. So how we set up, there are basically 3 parts to Vuzy. First, we capture information, we analyze it, and then we present it. On the capture side, that's really where we have a really wide range and quite a diverse range of different data sources. Everything from facial recognition cameras to people counting cameras, Wi-Fi-based sensors, some Bluetooth beacons, and points of sale, and so on and so on. We get data from everywhere. On the analytics part, that's where we add a lot of value. So our team, essentially we're a team of data scientists, and we spend a lot of time crunching the data to understand it and pull out its nuances, especially when it relates to the particular needs of a retailer that we're working with. And then on the presentation side, we've got everything from a really cool mobile app to, as you'd expect, web-based dashboards, email reports, and so on, so the customer can access the data. But it's about those 3 different parts. Yes, there's hardware in the very beginning to actually gather the data, because an environment like this is not designed for data capture. That's the difference between on and offline. It's hard to turn all this into data. But once we do that, then the rest of it becomes quite powerful data analytics.
Anyone else? Questions for the startups? Questions for the judges? Anything? Yes, gentleman right here. You have a nice beard, sir.
So, a question for Filmboo. Do you see yourself more as a distribution company or more as a kind of Netflix-style OTT service?
We're actually a blend. So the whole unique feature is actually this crowd lifting phenomenon. So ultimately, we're helping to distribute. We're not just Netflix because we're also a database. So people can discover films not yet available in their region. But on the other hand, we are also an aggregator. So we're helping, especially in the short film space. I've said this again, it's 5 minutes. But there's a lot of great short films out there. We're working with leading film schools from around the world. We're signing with Sydney Film School. A lot of their films just don't have exposure even after a festival. So it's giving them the promotional space and distribution that they deserve.
You can't say, all right, someone put their hands up over here. Who was it? This good-looking gentleman over here.
Remind me, what's the name of the educational platform? Two Sigma. I was wondering, very great idea. I can see how it could work. It addresses a problem. But what is your proprietary? I mean, what would stop an avalanche of people replicating the model, which is probably very simple to replicate and deliver?
So about 10 years ago, lots of people tried and failed. And so there are a handful of companies that started this. I think what makes it a bit unique is this relationship we have with the Shenzhen government and to be in the special economic region of Shenzhen, because we got immediate access to China Mobile and China Unicom. So we have no problems with the Great Firewall, and people don't need to use a VPN to work with us. Aren't all businesses relationship businesses?
All right, how are we doing? Oh, Yang? Yeah, all right, perfect.
So I would like to share a little bit my opinion in terms of pitching. The first one, I would specifically give the dress code. The survey found out capital character actually make reading 70% harder for reading. So when you pitch, please have less context and more picture. And for general other people, if your product is at an early stage, it would be really great if you can walk through the persona and user scenario with us to make us understand better what your product it is and how it actually help us solve a problem. And if your product is maybe after you already have a live product and have been running for a while, you have some traction, then share the traction with us. How do you get your distribution? How do you acquire your customer? And how many active customers do you have? And all this data will help us understand your business much better than just tell us an idea. That's hopefully helpful for everyone.
Thanks, Yang. How are we doing with the score checks? Almost there? Almost? All right, how do we do? Let's see, let's go with one more question. Anyone? Someone? This guy in the back again? All right.
A question for the fashion startup. When someone designs a dress, you own it? Is it a similar model to Shopify?
Dress guide, he's still here. Oh, way over here. All right. Let's pass that along. Come
on. You mean the design, not the actual product, right? The everything is shared on the community, so it's open for anyone to purchase.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm really curious about your business. I think the whole thing that people pay premium for tailors for different kind of type of things is that uniqueness. Are you guys trying to really actually disrupt that somehow? And how do you keep that kind of balance? Because if people pay premium, they want something really unique, right? But in your case, you are not trying to build that uniqueness somehow. So how do you guys actually manage that and still get sales from people who are looking for that?
I'm not sure I understand you completely, but
So if I pay for tailor, that's one for me, and I've got to pay premium for that. But
Right.
you guys actually do that at scale, and how do you keep that kind of premium feel?
I think so. If I can, that follows on from the question. Who owns the actual design? If I pay a premium to have a piece of clothes,
Right.
redesigned, and then I have to share it with the whole community,
Right.
which doesn't mean it's my unique. Why would I pay a premium? Why would I want to share it with the community?
Oh, well, what we're offering actually is the premium service. So it's more the made-to-measure experience. What we found was that people are looking for the luxurious kind of bespoke experience, and we've got our kind of in real life delivery where we send the tailors to your location of choice. So you're really not losing out on any aspect of the experience. As for the proprietary design, we are in fact a clothing retailer. We're not claiming that you'll be the only person that owns the design. We're claiming that it is perfect for you. So your vision of perfect may well be somebody else's perfect as well. It's not about being unique.
All right, we're still deliberating over here. Questions? Yes, of course.
I have a question for Vuzi. Actually, three questions. How clearly are the cameras when, the crowds walking into the premises? And number two, who do you share these informations when you collect them? And number three, how about my own personal identity protection as a customer?
Tough question. Okay. Well, there are different types of cameras that capture different information. So some of our cameras are designed to just count the top of your head and your shoulders, and when we recognize that image, we know it's a person as opposed to, say, a dog. Those ones don't get anything personally identifiable about you. Other types of cameras can capture faces, and what we do on site is we look at the shape of the face so that we can determine whether a person is a man or a woman. So we tend to have like 99.9% accuracy on a man or a woman. We're happy with that number, then we throw the image away because we don't need that data. We actually don't do anything with it. There's no value to it. We don't have any personal identification information. So I don't know any data from your phone, don't know your email address, like you're anonymous to us. But what we do know is that we had 78 women in the store today and 103 men and so on. And that's all our customers care about. So just like Google Analytics captures all the information about you online and then only presents you with the aggregate information because that's really what's useful to your business. We're not a marketing platform. We cannot talk to you. We can't spam you. We can't track you. What we do is track the audience in aggregate, and we only transmit numbers. So we're very careful about privacy. It's a big thing for us as well, especially starting here in Europe. Does that get all three? Okay.
All right, another one? Let's just keep going. Why not? Are there any other questions here? You got a question for yourself.
This is not for Vuzi. There's actually a question for Han-Ha. I just want to know a bit about the kind of applications for the product. Because tracking parcels is one, but it seems to me being able to track physical objects in the real world, wink wink, is probably quite a valuable thing. So just love to learn a bit more about the types of things you could do with the product.
So the initial application around parcels is just one application, but the infrastructure behind it we are offering out to other customers. We have there's a number of innovations in our product. One innovation is the radio. It has the ability to reboot onto a different network wherever it is in the world. So it means you kind of avoid roaming charges. So it means you can land in a country and it will become that product. So off the back of that, we have an application now in Africa where there's a lot of theft from oil, and they want to use our product to track oil barrels. And so that's and what they've done is they're looking to take our product and embed that into the lid of the barrel. Because we have a light sensor, when they open up the barrel, they can know if it's been opened, and we can lock a location. So we have two propositions. One is this hosted service, but we also have this other proposition, which is actually on Kickstarter now. So kickstarter.hanha.com. Encourage you to have a look at it, and you can look at the product there and see the other applications we've got. Yeah, but there's a whole range of use cases. But the biggest innovation is the fact that the price point, the amount of technology you're getting, the ease of use by which you can adopt it for your own needs is really unique.
We're ready. Oh, we're ready. The final results are here. Okay, I know you're all just stirring in your seats thinking, what is on this piece of paper? How about a round of applause? Or not a round of applause. How about a drum roll? Give me a drum roll. Yes, that's actually pretty good. That's a lot of energy for how long we've been going here for. All right, so announcing the winners. When I announce you, please come up and stand here so everyone can parade you with applause. So in 5th place is Din Dins. Come on up, guys. Come on up. In 4th place, Liberty Vaults. Yay, come on up, come on up. This is your moment in the sun. All right, 3rd place, 2 Sigmas. Very good. 2nd place, with all the questions, Vuzi. And in 1st place is Movivo. Yeah, come on up. Outstanding. Perfect. Round of applause for all our winners. They all get a chance. They got 1 to 3 spots. They're going to sit down with Cocoon Networks, chance to go out to China for their 3551 Young Entrepreneurs competition. Thanks. Have a seat, guys. All right, yeah, round of applause. Whatever you want to do. All right, how are we doing? All right, so, what are we at here? Thanks, everyone. All right, I think that's it. We're done. Did everyone have a good time tonight? I was super impressed with the startups. I'm not going to lie to you. So, everyone, thank you so much for coming to the Cocoon Network's pitching night tonight. The pre-Christmas party is kicking off at 7. So, I hope you enjoy the music, food, drinks, and of course, games and gifts. Mingle, network. There's lots of exciting stuff. So, go on upstairs, have fun, and Merry Christmas or whatever other kind of happy holiday you like to have. Thank you.